So the guys over at Digital Foundry have done a fantastic job of breaking down what we saw with the PS5 reveal event, and they have ascertained that games like Horizon, The Forbidden West, and Ratchet and Clank will be running at 30 FPS. Now, this shouldn't shock anybody because we saw the Unreal Engine 5 demonstration, and even Epic Games confirmed that, yeah, that was running at 30 FPS. So, needless to say, the PlayStation 5 will absolutely have 30 FPS. Here's the problem though. This is supposed to be the next generation, where we break away from the old 30 FPS limitations on consoles and go to the next wave of 60 FPS. This is nothing more than a hybrid console, and if nobody is going to say it, I will be the one jerk in the room to tell you that. This is a hybrid console. You will have a mix between 60 FPS and 30 FPS, and honestly speaking, to me, that's not good enough, because I understand as a businessman that Sony is just doing this the same way Xbox is doing this, where they're just going to give you enough to satisfy the itch, and then whenever the time comes for the mid-cycle refresh, they're going to give you exactly what they should have given you day one. And everyone will be happy and grateful about it, and nobody will remember the PlayStation 5. Simply put, this has been the gaming consoles and the industry's reaction to gaming and gamers saying, hey, listen, we want more, we demand more, we need more. And honestly speaking, they do stupid things like prioritize resolution above all else, or prioritize something you don't need right now, which is HDR above all else. Now, there are people who do not do this for a living, do not understand how HDR actually works, and will swear up and down that it is better than SDR. But in actual side-by-side comparisons and in extensive testing across numerous titles, movies, and games, okay, you will see that SDR across the board is better than HDR. 100% fact. Now, the problem that I have is that they're trying to push color and all this stuff, talking about you hit wider shades of color, but they're never once telling you that you can get more vibrant expressions of color and you can still reach a more desired effect when you're dealing with SDR. So why not just give us the best SDR representation you can? I don't understand this push for HDR in games, and I don't know why slapping HDR on the box is enough to sell it, but people are stupid, and I'm just going to call it what it is, and they believe what they're told. Perfect case and example, if you think I'm being a jerk. Okay, nobody needed HDMI 2.1 until you were told you needed it, or until you heard rumors that the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X would support 8K at 120 frames a second. Yeah, because the reality is, even the 4K at 120 FPS mark that you thought you were going to be getting, yeah, you might want to realize that that's not going to be very possible on PlayStation 5. I mean, maybe on a crappy indie game that nobody will play, but on AAA games like the Horizon Forbidden West, there's no possible way that you are going to be seeing 4K at 120 frames per second. So I still get these comments, though, about, hey, Quantum, what is a good TV to buy for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X? And the answer is any HDMI 2.0 television. As it sits right now, you are pretty much good with any TV that's a 4K television of a high-end level, because let's come on, let's cut the crap, okay? Mid-cycle refreshes are going to happen. Multiple reiterations of these consoles are going to happen. Maybe by then you might want to upgrade, and by then you'll have more options to upgrade. But right now, in the early beta phases of PlayStation 5's development, as far as what we've seen, it's not even finished as far as what the end product's going to be. There's no real mention of the pricing. There are some leaks talking about it would be $399 for the digital version and $499 for the actual console itself. But honestly, my dudes, like, I don't see it. I don't see where this is a good investment for a lot of people, whether my opinion matters to you or not. The reality is, you know it's coming. You know they're going to give you a 60 FPS version of this. I mean, just look at what they did with the PlayStation 4 Pro, how they promised better frame rates. And the thing that I'm really making a point about with this whole thing is that they have this nasty habit in the console gaming industry to say, listen, we know you want this, we're going to give it to you, and mid-cycle refresh comes out and they make all these promises, But what they never tell you is that they don't require the developer to make games at that mandate or at that requirement that you had for the developer. Like, they'll say you can have higher frame rates, but they don't require it. They'll say that you can have anisotropic filtering, but they don't tell you the number. Is it X16? Is it X8? Or maybe something lower? They'll tell you you have ray tracing, but they don't tell you, is it ultra, high, medium, low? What is the deal? Console is a very divisive platform that uses your lack of knowledge around these terms to hype you up and make you expect things that are not realistically possible on the hardware that they put into these $500 boxes. They make you think that you are getting a $20,000 GPU's performance with 8K at 120 FPS, and they will let these rumors go on shamelessly without any clarification for the sole purpose of you buying that machine. Then they'll let these 4K 120 FPS rumors go around as if that's going to be the target benchmark for these machines. And then later on down the pipeline, when we get closer and closer, confirm that, yeah, no, this game's running at 30 FPS. It's total bogus. And I think this is something that you guys should think about while you're excited for the PlayStation 5. Make no mistake, what they showed at the PlayStation event, it was exciting. They had some great moments, but great moments don't define a generation. Great moments are just that, great moments. And I think we need to literally calm down, relax a bit, breathe, exhale as many times as you have to, and honestly take the hype shaders off of your glasses and off of your eyes and literally just look at the world as it is. And as it is, this is a multi-billion-dollar business because of practices like this. So again, PlayStation 5 will have more 30 FPS. It is a problem to me because that is not the next generation we were expecting or anticipating, and I'm sure there'll be those that try to justify it in the comments below. But that being said, at least you know, and I want to thank you guys for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.